Assalamu alaikum and good greetings. So today I'll be watching a video by Liz Edwards. I have watched I think one video of her when she bought or purchased her first Quran, and I think the video is unboxing the Quran, right? So this video today is titled "Who Wrote the Bible?" Must watch reaction. So without further ado, let's watch.
What's up everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Liz, back with another reaction video. So we're going to the One Islam Productions channel, and this one is, what is it? Who Wrote the Bible? Must watch. Now let's get into it.
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, who were they? Matthew who? Mark who? Luke who? And John who? What were their last names? When did they write? Did they know Jesus Christ? Did they walk with Jesus Christ? Did they eat with Jesus Christ? Did they talk with Jesus Christ? Did they even meet Jesus Christ? The answer is no, 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 no. Conclusively. The earliest of them that wrote 40 years after Jesus Christ, so they never met him. The last of them wrote 80 years after Jesus Christ, never met him. The other thing is, all of them seem to have written the gospel according to. Now, when you write a letter, do you sign it according to? According to is the third party. If Joanne or Jackie or Bobby or Johnny told me something and I wrote it, I would say according to Joanne, Jackie, Bobby, or Ronnie, according to. But those four people would not write a letter and in front of it say Jackie according to Jackie and not even write her last name. Because if Jackie wrote me a check and only said Jackie, I couldn't cash it. And if I was a policeman and I stopped Jackie on the road and she had a license that only said Jackie, she's going to jail. Where in the world is a document with only one name of four different writers that did not meet the one whom they're writing about? Where is that accepted in the whole world? Nowhere except in the Bible. And the church fathers and the church writers and the Christian historians, they all agree that perhaps those four writers themselves were only pen names. Because a writer would not write his first name according to. And there's a great amount of suspicion that the man called Paul, Saul of Tarsus, that because he wrote all the books from Acts all the way to the end of the New Testament, how many books is that? How many? 16, 15, 17, 19? All the books of Acts on, Colossians, Ephesians, Corinthians, Romans, Galatians, all of those books are written by whom? Paul, Saul of Tarsus, another man who never walked, who never talked, who never met, who never ate, who never prayed, who never knew Jesus Christ. Isn't that something? Now here we find four writers and another one between them that wrote all the New Testament books that never talked, never walked, never ate, never prayed, never met the man called Jesus Christ. Yet in their words, the first mentioning of the Trinity came from where? From Jesus or from them? The first mentioning of Jesus being divine, a man God, came from whom? From them. The first mentioning that Jesus is the Son of God came from whom? From them. Jesus never said in his own words any such words, but it was the men who never met him who claimed to have written, who didn't know their last names. And Paul, by the way, before he had that vision on the road to Damascus that only he saw and only he heard, guess what his occupation was? Do you know? He was a bounty hunter, a hunter of Christians, hunting them down like animals, binding them and bringing them to where? To Rome, so that they could be executed. Now, if Hitler, after killing thousands of Jews, said that on the road to Berlin, he had a vision that he was named an apostle to the Jews, and he wrote 20 books that all the Jews are supposed to follow, do you think they would be following that book? I don't understand how people just don't read history. This is not what Khalid said, so don't get angry with me. This is your own scripture, your own Bible scholars, their own church fathers. All of them agree that Paul never met Jesus, that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John never met Jesus. By the way, they were not disciples, nor were they walkers and talkers of the disciples. They were just writers and historians.
Wow. Okay, guys. So, yes, this was a must watch. So, there are a lot of people who claim to know the Bible front to back, including myself. But, you know, you have to keep reading it, I guess, to remember everything. But just thinking about this, what his words about who wrote the Bible and these just astounding examples. Just imagine, you know, someone writing a book about you that doesn't even know you. They've never met you. It's like they're just making up stuff. And that's what he was saying, like about the Trinity. It came from them. You know, this whole thing about Jesus being a God, that came from them. Those were not Jesus's words at all. Anyway, I don't know what you guys think about this, but please let me know in the comments. Like I said, as being, you know, growing up as a Christian, you know, we learn specific things, and, you know, there are certain things that you just don't ask, if that makes sense. You just don't question certain things, and you're taught not to question certain things. But of course, you know, me being the individual that I am, I've always had questions. So this is where, you know, this is what brings me here today, you know, and, you know, my whole entire life of studying different things in search of the truth and, you know, getting answers to all the questions that I have about all the stuff that I've ever thought. But this is, and then that, I'm sorry, I'm just, I'm just thinking about stuff, and my mind is moving faster than my lips can, you know, my lips are trying to catch up. But the example that he brought about how someone can be named an apostle when they actually used to be a bounty hunter. How is that? They used to be a bounty hunter of Christians. And then he used the example of what if Hitler was named, you know, what's the word he was using? If he was named like a person that's important to the Jewish community, and he's writing a doctrine that they should follow. It's just ludicrous, right? It's just ludicrous like that. It is very eye-opening to just, and it's weird because, you know, this stuff is not like it's new information. This stuff is new information, and it really should be those things that we look into and do research on our own. And of course, you know, the unfortunate thing is that a large percentage of people aren't doing their own research or using common sense when it comes to this stuff. So anyway, God help us all. God help us all, because, you know, like the lies and the spin doctors out there teaching us misinformation. And, you know, unfortunately, you know, a good portion of us are just a flock of sheep following along. So Anyway, thank you guys so much. Please let me know what you thought about this video in the comments, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and hit that notifications bell so you know when I'm going to post some new stuff. I am going to do the Quran reading scheduling to premiere it for this Friday, this actual Friday. I know that I was supposed to do it last.
So this video is posted on September 28th, so this Friday. So I will be taking a look at her channel to see whether she has already started reading the Quran, because the last time I watched her video she is unboxing the Quran, and yeah, hopefully her journey will lead towards hidayah, inshallah. That's our hope, right?
Last Friday, but I just didn't get around to it. I have a lot of stuff going on, but I'm definitely going to do it this Friday, I promise, and I'm always a woman of my word. So thank you guys so much, and I will catch you at the next one.
Alright, so that's the video. Now that's true, right? In terms of sometimes the information is not new information, it's just that we haven't really looked at it in a certain way. When we just reanalyze it, wait a minute, you know, it's sometimes some things is quite obvious if you look at it in a certain way, but because we haven't really looked at it, even though the information is there, the obvious is not obvious to us. That's what I think. What do you think? Especially if you are Christian, I think I have heard some people that says the fact that Paul or Saul, right, even though he used to be killing Christian, and then he saw Jesus and he changed, and etc. So that their perspective is that is profound. How can someone can change after that, right? But you still have to you have to still scrutinize the claim, right? And as well as I always ask Christian whether the writers of the Bible is similar to like prophets, right? Because otherwise who are they? Because prior to, meaning for example the Torah, the other books, right, it can only come from God through prophet, right? So the writer after Jesus, are they someone in the level of prophets of God, that meaning their writing is authoritative, or how do you see it, right? So if they are not prophet, then who are they? Why are their writing is accepted? Anyway, thank you for watching. See you next time.